Have you ever been in a situation where you just had the thought where you're like, if this happened, that would be amazing, and then it actually happens? Um, I want to share one of those moments with you. It's a beautiful moment that I had with Jesus, and I wanted to share it with you just as an encouragement, because I think in this life there's so many sort of other things or negative things that can kind of, I don't know, fill our minds and just kind of bog us down. So I appreciate hearing like testimonies, or just stories, whether it's healing or provision, or just like this one is more like just a beautiful moment with Jesus. So let me jump right into it. So a little while ago, I went to go to it's basically, I had to go to like the inner city part of Cape Town to pick up a couple of visas for my kids. And, I don't know where you're watching this, but at least here in South Africa, these kind of, just to describe this to some of you who might not be aware, I know these kind of things run a little bit different in different countries, but here in South Africa, to go to sort of some of this kind of places where you have to like wait in line for hours. This one I knew. I just, because I've been there recently and I've seen the lines, and I just knew this is going to be a few hours wait in line, and it's like it's just that context, right? You're waiting in line, and it's you and the public, and it's an unfamiliar context. Like I almost never have to go into this area, like the inner city of Cape Town, but so this is where the building is, so it's kind of like one of those situations. You kind of like mentally prepare you for it. Like it's not a fun thing to go through, but you know what I mean? So that's the context, right? So I got there pretty early. And so yeah, it's like, I was like, thank you, Jesus. The morning traffic was pretty okay, and so I basically got in line. I think it was around 7:15 in the morning. I was in line, and at that time, now the office, then the security guard told me that specific part of the office, meaning that's going to serve us, who's just collecting something, they're only going to open at 10 o'clock. So it's like right off the bat, you're like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be a while, So, anyways, I'm in line, and early in the morning, there was just I don't know, maybe like 10 people in front of me, but so I'm standing there, and just a little ways off, not even far, you could see it right from, it's just a couple steps away from the line. There's this coffee shop. Okay, now some of you, I mean, listen, I enjoy coffee. I do. And so I'm standing in line, and here's that thought. Okay, I stand in line, and there's the coffee shop, but I just knew that this was going to be a long wait, and I just didn't want to lose my place in the line. So I had this thought of like, I'm not gonna get a coffee for myself. I'm just gonna stand in line because I don't want to lose my spot. Gonna stay. But then here's a thought that came to me, and the thought was, how amazing would it be if someone else got me a coffee? Now, but just again, so I just described the context to you, right? I mean, it's the public. I don't know anyone there. It's there's no. So it's one of those situations where I thought, I actually thought, I think the word was amazing, but the thought was, how amazing would it be if someone else got me a cup of coffee? Because when I thought about it, like, or even thinking about it now, like in the natural, that would be, in a sense, supernatural, just because there's no way in the natural that I could figure out, like, how this could happen. I just had that thought, and I thought, wow, that would be amazing. Okay. So here we go, and so I'm standing in line, and time goes by, and anyway, so maybe like, I don't know, maybe it was like, I'm gonna guess now, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half into the wait, um, something special happened. So the guy in front of me, he asked me to just hold a spot because he wanted to go get a drink at this coffee shop. And I told him, sure, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just here. So he goes and gets himself a drink. I'm just there. I'm actually chatting with the guy behind me, which turned out to be a Christian. The guy behind me, which was fun. So we're just fellowshipping and talking. And then after a few minutes, this guy who was in front of me, he comes back, and he goes, "Can I get you a cup of coffee, just to say thanks for holding his spot?" And I'm telling you, when he said that, I just, man, that touched my heart. That touched my heart. In such a special place. Now, I mean, and you can just imagine like the context, and like I say, like having that thought, and here's a guy that offers me a coffee for holding his spot. I just couldn't see that in the natural at all, and he gets me a coffee, and it was so amazing. It was like I say, what a beautiful moment. And I mean, so the coffee blessed me. I mean, let's be honest. The coffee was fantastic. It blessed me. It was great. But I when I told my kids, I told them like, yeah, the coffee blessed me. But what blessed me much more was that just having that moment with Jesus, because I remember the thought maybe like sometime earlier about this would be amazing. If someone got me a coffee, and then, I believe Jesus touched that guy's heart to actually put the thought in his heart to come and offer me a coffee. I mean, so to have that sort of experience of like, wow, yeah, you can imagine what I'm saying. So it was such a beautiful moment, and it just I wanted to share this with you, just to encourage you to be like, you know what, we all of us are on a journey. We're on this journey. We're trusting God, and we're walking with Him. But as I know, like there's so many other things that yeah, is kind of like coming our way. And so these kind of moments, these kind of experiences with Jesus, like it's just so amazing. And I trust, or I want to encourage you, like, look for those moments, even consider, or just ask Jesus for a beautiful moment like that for you, for kind of like, I want you to have those kind of experiences with Jesus, because man, it's special, and He loves us so much. But to have these kind of moments with Him it's just special. So I hope that encourages you. I hope that blesses you. Enjoy this day, and enjoy Jesus today.